Okay, it's not a trick question, but Coach, your second, third offense, and let me set up kind of what I'm looking for, but that's going to be the final question. It's probably one of the biggest offensive decisions, even though people think first and third, and they work on that a lot. But second and third, when I was at La Quinta High School, we went every time 0 outs, infield up, 1 out, infield up, back. And when I went over to Pickler at Cypress, and I just talked about it at the 208 the convention, he wanted me to put this in. He bought into everything except 0 outs, infield up, 0 outs, middle, back.
Yeah.
My question is, and I know down the road when Mike Gillespie, the coach that used to be at USC and UCI, when I talked to him, I said, Mike, your guys at third get a big-time jump. Aren't you afraid of the line drive double play to the infield? And he says, no. And that's what I was doing wrong. So my deal is if you teach the third base runner, blah, 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 the worst thing that should happen, bang, bang at the plate, you end up first and third. So the final question is, second, third offense, do you have a particular philosophy? Like I said, we did it one way. I could always take it off coaching third if I didn't like the runner at third and second. But
yeah,
you're an offensive-minded type coach, so second and third offense. What was your philosophy?
Yeah, I think what you're talking about, and I'm flattered to get asked a question that you asked Coach Gillespie and Pickler and those kind of guys. That's awesome, Dave. Here's how I would do it. I think it's different, and I don't think it's something, for me, it would not be something that would be automatic for everybody. If I've got a good base runner at third, if I've got a guy that's got a little speed at third, hey, man, yeah, I get it. Let's put the pressure on, especially, I always err on this way, and I always think about base running decisions this way. If in doubt, if I'm in doubt, we're going. If we're in the game, tie game, we're in the game, ahead in the game. If we're in the game, we're aggressive, man. Let's go. Pressure, pressure, pressure. If we're not in the game, we're behind, we're trailing. Hey, be a little more conservative. Let's let it happen. But for me, it would basically depend on who that runner at third base is.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask my catcher, who's not a very good base runner, who can't run he runs a 7.460.
Right.
I'm not going to try and steal that run. I'm gonna let it happen a little bit. But it just depends upon your guy. But I can understand it both ways. I can see it both ways, and I think it's a personal preference for us as coaches, just how you really. I can tell you this, if it's my 8-hole hitter at the plate or my 7 or 8 hole coming up, and now I'm really worried if we're going to be able to score, yeah, I'm going down angle, and we're going to try and read that early angle on that swing down and get going before the ball even hits the ground.
What was interesting with the second and third, my deal in high school was I want to create them to throw the ball around, and you would think as you moved up, that philosophy would change, but the worst level of second and third offense in this world is the major leagues. Because
right.
One guy will go, one won't, one will go getting a rundown between home and third. As he goes back to third, the guy between second and third starts going, and it's just, but that's why I was asking you, because there was a time Scott bought in it completely, and Gillespie was way ahead of the man, and you're an offensive guy, and I just wondered how aggressive were you in that one play?
Yeah, it's going to depend upon that guy at third base and the situation. Obviously, with nobody out, I don't want to make the first out at home plate, but if I'm in the game, hey, man, maybe I've watched the infielder's arms. Maybe I don't think they're anything super special. Let's go. Let's put pressure on people. Let's keep it on. Because you're right. At the end of the day, if they throw us out at the plate, okay, it's first and third, 1 out. Here we go. You still got a great play. I think it's personal preference. Yeah.
All right, we have time for one more question.